All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. I'm Bobby Melendez, the Immortal One, with my tag team partner Josh Kimmel. Josh, how the hell are you, my man?
Man, I am so stoked, excited. This is the AEW Revolution pre-show, right?
I'll see you guys later. I'll see you. Good night.
No, you know what? DSG is not in the chat at the moment, so I'm not going to sell it until he gets here. But we do have a pay-per-view tomorrow, which I am not watching. We will go on. So I joke. I'm kidding. What a wonderful week of wrestling. Last I spoke with you, I feel like a fool because what I said last week was Cody and Rock. That segment is the least interesting thing that I will turn it off. That's what I said. I'm just not interested in this at all. It can't get physical. It's impossible for it to get any kind of like, I guess, motivation or storyline to get out of it. I was wrong, and it was great. Let me go on a story real quick. So
Yeah.
at 8:30 at night on the Elimination Chamber Saturday night, I decided I'm too tired. I'm not going to give this a fair shot. I am just grumpy and tired. So let me just turn it off and go to sleep. This was right before the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match. I woke up at 2 a.m. to 7 to 10 text messages. Oh my God. Brains blowing out of their heads. Like, this is crazy. So at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, I turned on the Elimination Chamber and I watched it till 5 a.m. And it was everything that I could ever want and more. It was great.
So I was one of those guys that texted you, and I know you go to bed early, so I did not expect you to be awake, but I'm not going to lie to you. If you were awake, if I knew you were awake, I would tell you, if you would have texted me back, dude, this is crazy, I would have said, dude, let's go live right now. We have to go live. I was, we're rushing here, but just it was such a big moment. We're going to get into it anyway. First off, the Elimination Chamber as a whole was an awesome show from start to finish. Overall, the women's match, the men's KO and Sami Zayn just tore the house down. The men's Elimination Chamber match was awesome. I just a lot of nostalgic spots, but if you weren't even thinking Cena was going to go the way he went, which was go heel at the end. I mean, he gave some heel vibes when he jumped on, because usually he wouldn't. When he saw that situation with Punk and Rollins, and Rollins just the hate, the vitriol, die, and Cena went, oh, and so he jumped up and grabbed him, and I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Overall, the show was just awesome. But that moment there, man, got me on the edge of my seat all week. I was like, I cannot wait for Saturday. I was like dying to get here to talk about this moment. Yes. And the moment we're talking about is one of the greatest wrestling moments probably of all time. And, it's crazy because you think it's like the Godfather, you think you're out of it, but they pull you back in, and The Rock, what he's been able to do twice now, 2 years in a row, to think like, oh, dude, what is he doing? Why is he interfering? What's the point of this? To go at the end of it, once you let it sit and you watch and you're at the end of it, you're like, what the? And you want it more and you want to see just an epic thing. I know a lot of people, we all kind of try to think about it. Who would be The Rock's stooge if it's not Cody, or The Rock? Who's going to sell his soul? People said Drew McIntyre. But remember, before that show, because we had a preview show, it was like, man, it wouldn't really do much if it was Drew McIntyre or any of those guys. CM Punk might have been. CM Punk could have had a shocking one, but Punk's been a bad guy before. Cody doing it would have been a shock, but not as much because that's what it's centered around. John Cena doing it, especially on his last run. This is it. To finally pull the trigger and to go heel, and to do it in such a way. Because what was one of your main complaints about the Rumble with John Cena and him going into the Elimination Chamber? The cartoony persona, and he did some of that, but if he came in the ring, you saw him a couple times, he kind of gave that look. It was a little flashes, little teases here and there. If you go back and watch it now, you're like, wait, okay. But come around and to do this and to do it the way they did it. I mean, Cody, first off, saying go yourself to the Rock, and the John Cena's hyping it up. John Cena's being his cartoony self. We got the moment. I was pumped. John Cena won. I was excited already. I'm like, this is great. I'm happy for it. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, two of the ultimate baby faces going at it. And this is a critique of yours. You correct me if I'm wrong, but it's always, you don't like two baby faces or two heels. You want to see a baby face and a heel. Well, now you got the ultimate baby face and you got the ultimate heel. And the way they did it, when he hugged Cody and the fans are cheering, also when you saw the John Cena's face change, you went, whoa. And then you saw the Rock go, and you saw the audience. We all knew what was about to go down at that point. And when it happened, it was even more shock. Not going to lie to you, Josh. You could go. I know you're trying to get out. My wife's like, can I leave? There you go. It's not going to interfere. It is what it is. But I screamed. I was like, what? Oh, Dad. Hey, Dad. My son's screaming. We're going nuts. My wife and my mother-in-law came running into the room. What happened? What happened? My father-in-law, who doesn't like wrestling, he doesn't care for it. He asked me the next morning. He's like, John Cena turned heel, Bobby. Like my father-in-law, he's, broken English. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I was reading. I was like, that's how big this was. Mm-hmm. I asked the question, is this the greatest heel turn of all time in professional wrestling? That's debatable. It is the greatest heel turn of all time for WWE. It absolutely is. The debate is, there's a lot of them, okay? Ric Flair turning on Sting. There's a few heel turns in wrestling history. It's not just WWE. But the biggest one, of course, and we always go back because that is what it is for everyone, is Hulk Hogan turning and being Hollywood Hogan. This is right there. This was just as shocking. When you see that it's on ESPN, First Take, it's everybody's talking about it. People who don't watch wrestling is talking about it. First off, how violent it was. How it looked real. John Cena, you don't see that side of Cena. You don't think he had that in him to do that. MJF was going crazy, but praised it, from AEW. And he was like, it's a lie. If AEW guys say they don't watch WWE, that's a lie. If WWE guys say they don't watch AEW, they're lying. He loved it. Hogan loved it. They all loved it. The Rock was just, it's like, oh, dude, this is a different beast. All around, dude. It is one of the most amazing. It's right there. It is the greatest heel turn of all time in WWE history. And it's right there as the greatest of all time in professional wrestling because it means that much. And it was done so freaking well. And it was so violent. And for that, I'm forgetting Travis Scott. Is that who it was in the background? Yeah, the guy in there. So first of all, I was with everybody else. I'm like, okay, it's kind of dumb that he came out here. They trying to, he kind of added to it. It kind of gave me that NWO vibe when he was in there. Cause when he kind of just sitting there and watching and all of a sudden, like he comes out of nowhere and he belted the shit out of Cody. That was true, which was like, dude, you know what this is, right? But still it added an element to it. But The Rock, that picture right there, which you don't see, John Cena standing on Cody's head with and the belts laying over Cody and Rock, and like that will go down as one of the greatest shots with John Cena's face deadpanned when he's hugging Cody, go down in wrestling history. So now you got the ultimate baby face and maybe the ultimate heel in John Cena, somebody we haven't seen in 20 plus years. Josh, I'm sorry I've taken up 7 minutes of this, but
you're fine.
I've been dying to talk to you about this, brother. I'm telling you, I told my son, I said, he's like, it's Josh. I said, Josh is sleeping, dude. I know he's sleeping. I said, I'm going to text him anyway. But if he texts me, I'm telling him, dude, please, let's go live. We got to do this. But we're here now. Talk to me about it, my man. What you saw it when you got up? You saw the text. First of all, text messages. When you saw those, what was your initial thought? Like, did somebody spoil it for you? Because I didn't.
No,
I didn't want to spoil it. I just
no
said,
one spoiled it.
Okay.
No, nobody spoiled it. So all that told me was that the Cody segment was last. That's what that told me. That's anything that was spoiled was, oh, I guess Cody and Rock is last because of the timestamps of the text. Nobody would be saying, oh my God, if it wasn't that. So all I could think about when I was watching the chamber was, okay, is Rock going to insert himself in and win? Or is Rock going to take? That's what I was thinking because of all the messages, right? I'm thinking like, what could be crazy enough? So then when Cena won at the very end, I'm like, this to me, I had the opposite reaction of you. I'm like, this is going to be awful. I don't know what they're going to do with this Cody situation, but this is terrible. So the only thing that I could think of was, are we going to see a repeat of Cena and Cody versus Rock and whoever? That's all I could think about. So I'm like, was there, oh my God, Roman came back? Because last time we saw Roman, he was getting the Ulafala put on his neck by Dwayne. So I'm like, are we going to get another tag team match with Rock? And that was what I was thinking about, right? So thank goodness that didn't happen. So when Cody did get turned on, all I could think of was about your time is now, Cena. No, your time was forever ago. I'm just glad you finally did it because I think WWE saw what happened with Roman when he turned heel, and they went, Roman's never been bigger. Cena's the GOAT. Cena, you can't get bigger than what you are now. You are literally the GOAT. How could he get bigger? I don't know. Let's turn him heel. Were the fans cheering or booing Cena at the end of the Elimination Chamber?
Booing the hell out of him.
And that's the reaction he's been getting his entire career. Now it's going to be warranted and it's going to be louder than ever. And it's going to be awesome. I'm excited for this. And if you told me last week Cena won this chamber, I would tell you, Bobby, I will skip night 2 main event. I did 2 years ago. I still haven't seen the first Rock or Roman Cody match. Still haven't. Don't want to. I don't think that was the right spot for it. I think if they did babyface Cena versus babyface Cody, I wouldn't have watched it. I wouldn't have. Now I'm interested. Now I'm big time interested because it's
right
new
there.
and fresh.
That's the point right there. You're interested now. They made you interested in this match. They made you interested, and no doubt about it. John Cena was getting nostalgic pops. Fans were excited. They were screaming Cena. You had fans, let's go Cena, let's go Punk. They were into it. But when to be able to turn those nostalgic cheers into straight up boos, trust me, Rock and Cena were loving it. Cena was loving it, and his facial expressions were awesome. And you watch what happened throughout wrestling, and not just pop culture, but throughout the wrestling world. Everybody was reacting to this. Monday Night Raw, it's like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is as big as he is because everything he does in WWE reaches across the land, like the island. No pun intended. WWE 2K25 coming out later on this week. It's out already for.
Do you have it?
No, I don't. No, I don't have it yet.
I almost did it last night, brother.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was this close to kind of convince, like, to tell my wife, "Hey, would you be cool if I kind of, but I don't think I will be able to get it. So I'm just gonna try to hope and try to push myself for the standard edition, because I'm like, do I really care for this and that and this and that? My persona. I know you're into the persona cards and stuff, but I was kind of like, eh. But I'm this close. I really do. I hate waiting.
I don't want to sidetrack too much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for all you WWE 2K. I'm excited for my universe mode because I watched a preview on it. The fact you could do way more stuff and promos are back, and you could have 2 night pay-per-views. You can have 2 shows on the same night. So you can have a Raw show on Monday and a Nitro show on Monday, and you can actually have the Wars. I'm excited for this year's WWE 2K.
Oh, wait, you could have 2 shows on Monday?
Yeah.
Oh.
In my universe mode, yeah.
Tati, if you're watching, I will do some convincing.
Hey, we got to get off this because I might just get off this right after the stream and just go buy it. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
I know, like I just because it's the expensive version, I could be like, hey,
the $100 version.
It's the $100 version, which is the Undertaker, right? Oh, there she is. Crap, she's on. Crap, she saw it. Plan imploded. Damn it! She's always watching, bro.
Keisha, I tell my wife all the time, Keisha, I had a gift card. Never have a gift card.
That's right. That's right. I feel like you summoned me. Look, I feel like you summoned me. See, that's how it works, in my house. Wait, let me see. Nope, didn't work. Damn, I was hoping for something else. But as soon as I came in, but Justin just brought up, that was my point. When something, John, that's what Roman Reigns has. Anything he does, impacts all of it. Drew McIntyre, what's going on with him? Kevin Owens, what's going on with him? Seth Rollins, all has to root back to Roman Reigns. You watch Monday Night Raw, it was all John Cena. CM Punk, everyone was talking about John Cena. When they mentioned John Cena, boos. SmackDown, Randy Orton brought up John Cena. Said was every time they brought up his name, boos. And that tells you what it did. And that tells you, and as Justin Toner of the Reckless Entertainment Network, Ruckus Wrestling Podcast there, friend of the channel, what he brought up, the turn worked, and it worked. And now for someone who, first off, you love wrestling, and I believe you would have looked just to look, but for someone who didn't want to see it because you wanted to see Punk and Cody, for that to go down, that it made you give a damn. You want to watch WrestleMania now. You want to watch this main event. You want to see this Cody. You want to see this John Cena. And how does The Rock fit into all of this? It's just it's interesting. It is the greatest turn of all time for WWE. Austin tried to do it, did not work. They didn't boo him. They cheered him when he won. They never booed him when he partnered with McMahon. But for Cena, it did. And The Rock, I mean, holy crap, for someone who gets criticized to be in and out of wrestling, to show his face, no one has the crowd in his hands quite like The Rock. He can make the crowd cheer for you. And as you're cheering for him, he's going to say, shut your mouth. Who asked you to cheer? Let's sing a song. Stop singing. You suck. F you, Rock. He's so good at that. To look like he was being good, and all of a sudden you start to see these, oh no, that's the final boss. And then when he starts going like this, and he went 2 like that, you're waiting for number 1. Is there a 1? He always said, everybody said that didn't mean anything. At Bad Blood, remember when he did that and nothing happened? He says, it all means something. This is long-term storytelling. So it's just so excited to see where this builds up to. And I want to see how long John Cena does this. Because obviously eventually he will go back, because he got to wrap it up with Ruthless Aggression. Is it Ruthless Aggression? Is the final pay-per-view?
Final one.
PLE. So eventually he'll go out with a bang, maybe, but I think this was a great, I'm all aboard on the John Cena heel turn. I think it was the right time to do it. John Cena is always what's best for business, and this is absolutely what's best for business, is the John Cena heel turn. Talking about impact from around the world of wrestling, but especially sticking into WWE. CM Punk. CM Punk was the final man in the ring with John Cena. They eliminated Seth Rollins, which was an awesome back and forth. Cena and Punk just going wailing on Seth Rollins, which was like cool to kind of see the past and the future, even though they all had rivalries before. And then finally to finish it, get rid of Rollins, and a Rollins doing what he does best. I mean, and stealing that spot. And what I loved about it, first off, it gave a hint of heel Cena when he didn't. He jumped at the opportunity to make the move, and he finished He finished CM Punk, but also CM Punk did not. They did not kill him. It's not like he never tapped out. He was out. He was done. The referee called the match. So you protected CM Punk in that way too. So if nobody was paying attention to Punk, because we were all paying attention to what was going on in the ring with John Cena celebrating and all that, what they showed after was CM Punk was trying to run back in the ring. He wanted to go after Cena, while this was all going down. And then you go to Monday Night Raw, he opens up the show and cuts. And you texted me. You're like, I don't remember exactly what you wrote, but basically, he's
Promo of the year.
Promo of the year. That's what you. And I just
said the year.
I said CM Punk pipe bomb is back. I mean, it was one of the greatest promos you can watch. It was real, no shits to give. Excuse my language, for those who care. But how many times do you and I joke about this?
Oh, dude, when he did that, I can't stand when Dwayne, I can't stand when he does that. And everything CM Punk said in this promo on Monday night was all true. It was all things people have said already. This was kind of like a shoot Probably a
Yeah.
a planned shoot, like, a working shoot, as they say, just like the pipe bomb. They told him, go out there and say whatever you want. It was all approved, yada, yada, yada. I'm sure this was too. And it
Of
was,
course.
but that's why it was so good though, because it was all real. Everyone behind the scenes, or people think these things. People do think these things about these people. You're fake, Rock. A lot of people call this man fake. A lot of people think he's not there for the real love of the business. He's just there to make money, yada, yada, yada. Punk, you're just a hypocrite. You are too. But I will say this. I love that he's like, call out a name. I'll rip on him. Obviously,
Yep.
he knew it was going to be Cena and Rock. He knew that. So he was prepared. Then he went into the Seth thing. And then when Seth came out, it was no more talking. It
No.
was time to fight. And usually these big break apart brawls with 50,000 security guards, all indie wrestlers, that all look like little
Yep.
AEW wrestlers. They all get thrown around. Usually I just go look back at my phone. I didn't this time because I was really interested, because it felt like Seth
felt
and
real.
CM Punk were like, hey, let's just go real. Because remember the first time CM Punk threw a punch and it missed, and people were like, wow, that looked extremely fake. I think they're like, hey, let's just make this look really real. Just land some shots, but take it kind of easy, because it looked awesome. It was a great segment. And I'm going to be controversial, and I'm going to get ahead of it now. Roman doesn't need to be involved. It could just be these two. If it's a triple threat with Roman, sure, but it don't need to happen.
So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, because I have a follow-up to that. I will say, though, what he said about The Rock was on point. It was awesome. It was real. It felt real. It's everything we can all love to The Rock. He is awesome. And the final boss character is his best character ever. And, the stories he's putting together are awesome. But how many, when you and I said, man, I hope he doesn't come out and start just smacking his damn wrist, smacking his arm. We don't care about that. We get it. You like it, but when he starts going like this, you acting like you give a damn, and he keeps going like this. And all of us, we all knew exactly what he was doing. It was awesome. And then he goes to John Cena, and maybe John Cena's and CM Punk's. Well, now CM Punk has a whole other list now, but John Cena for sure. Maybe John Cena's greatest opponent was CM Punk. You got Randy Orton, you got Edge, but Punk is right there with those guys, right? Oh, of course, that's a whole debate, right? But Punk is right there. So you wanted to see these two in the ring together. You want to see them talk about each other. And I'm like, my goodness, if we could get a heel Cena versus a Punk, and this Punk, the anti-hero, not always the good guy, this is the Punk we need. The best in the world. And on the mic, in the ring, he believes it. He shows it. This was awesome. This is the CM Punk we've all been waiting for. Not Mr. Too Goody Two Shoes, not Mr. Scripted, none of that, which he's not. But you know what I mean? This promo felt real. It made you give a damn and made you excited for what's coming. Because he did say, I will get to both of you both eventually, which is awesome. Does it happen? Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's Cena's going to happen. I don't know about Rock, but it makes you give a damn that you want it to happen. The Seth Rollins thing. You would think by now you're probably like, okay, we've seen it already. We're done. Let's get to something else. No, it is one of the coolest, baddest things when he goes, Becky, go get your man, because I'm going to do so. And then, of course, that's when Seth comes out, and Becky tweeted out, AJ Lee should get her man, and she had to delete that because it kind of, I guess, obviously it sent the wrong message. But that's how real this is. And now my question is, obviously you would think, okay, this means WrestleMania, and you and I have talked about, because you just said it, but we have talked before about CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, WrestleMania, because of that Royal Rumble moment, right? And because you go, man, okay, if it's John Cena versus Cody and Gunther versus Jey Uso, that should be night 1, night 2 main events. Maybe one of the women matches be in the main event. Who knows? That should be the main events, right? At least with the titles.
Right.
But realistically, no, it doesn't have to be the main event. If you go Roman, CM Punk, Rollins, that could be a main event without the title. That could be a main event because it's that big. Now, here's my thing. Is that the direction the WWE is going? Because they have a cage match next week. not Nick Aldis. Who's the general manager of
Adam
Raw?
Pierce.
Pierce. He told Punk, you need to end it next week. You and Punk in a cage. End it. Finish it. So we're getting that next week. Does Roman Reigns interferes in this match? Does he cost Rollins the match? And does Punk get involved now? And then that's how you build that up? Or is this really it? You wrap that story up to start off maybe Roman versus Punk. So it's very interesting to see, because then where do you put CM Punk in that? And is the Cody Cena thing too big now to plug in a Punk?
Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm not interested, because the last time I said that, John Cena turned heel and it was awesome.
Yes.
So anything Triple H can do back there, I'll be interested in. But I will say this. If there is a triple threat match between Roman, Seth, and Punk, there needs to be a goal. And you just said it right there. That's got to be the goal. If it's going to main event night one, the winner gets a spot in the main event with Cody and Cena. Because CM Punk has a gripe. Hey, Seth screwed me over. Seth could make up some kind of gripe because he's a heel, or he's turning into a heel. And Roman's Roman. Roman is literally Roman Reigns. I deserve to be in this title match. So, if they're going to do a triple threat, that needs to be the stipulation. And is it too big? Adding a CM Punk to this match, which I think that's going to happen. I think CM Punk's eventually going to get in the main event too.
We talked about that.
I don't think it's too big just between Cody and Cena. I think there is room for CM Punk. Because if you just have a triple threat match for nothing, and it's the main event, and no one's holding up a title celebrating, what are we doing it for? What was the point of this match? So we just have CM Punk cheering that he beat two guys that he hates? That doesn't make any sense to me. There has to be a reward for this triple threat match. Why would Roman Reigns go? Because Roman, his character at least, he's all about less work. I'm the tribal chief. It's my rules. It's my ring. These are my people. Why would I enter myself in a triple threat match with these two dangerous men? Unless he wants to be badass. No, but he's not that guy. He never was when he's a heel. When he's the tribal chief, he's like, I make the rules. I never want to be at a disadvantage. So it doesn't make sense for him to accept a triple threat match with nothing on the line. Completely nothing. It's like a bowl game. What are we watching it for? It means nothing.
Let me throw another one at you with that same mindset, because you bring up a great point. They've done it before, not in a triple threat, because that would be two triple threats, one night one night two. But I totally get it, because that was one of the questions. That was one of our topics a couple weeks ago, was which triple threat will CM Punk be in? Will it be Rollins Reigns, or would it be Cody Cena? And we discussed this, and I said it was Cody and Cena. But that makes a lot of sense. How interested are you still in a Gunther Jey Uso match for the world title?
Very interested.
Still
now, Jey Uso says the same thing every single week. They said I can't do it. They said I can't, but I'm still interested. You know why? Because I like Gunther. Gunther's making it interesting with me. He goes up there and beats up the jobbers. Like, oh, you're just a clown, just like Jey Uso. I like that. That's a good way to draw out a storyline, and because we still got weeks away. So I like what Gunther is doing. I think Jey Uso's a clown. So let me go beat up Tozawa. Let me go beat up Otis. Who's next? R-Truth? You know what I mean? I like that. So I'm interested still.
So let me ask you, would you prefer, let's say, any one of those three guys in that triple threat, more than likely be CM Punk, any one of those three guys winning, would you rather be plugged into the Cody Cena match, or would you care if they put him into the Gunther Jey Uso match?
If they put one of those guys in Gunther,
just asking.
I think like this. Those three men you speak of, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and even though Seth Rollins held that title forever, Roman, they're like the Lannisters. If you watch Game of Thrones, they're above that title. The title's a secondary title.
It's the what do we call that? Title of opportunity, right?
That's what you called it. I'm still calling it the secondary.
You said you were going to call it that too.
No, but I do think that it's a title opportunity, and I think it'd be a mistake to put it on one of those big guys. I do.
I think. So let's see. The winner of the triple threat faces at the next PLE. That's what Justin says. He thinks that could be a stipulation.
But then that can't main event.
Yeah. Well, it could main event. I think it could just because of who they are. I mean, think about this. You know, there's been plenty. The Shawn Michaels Undertaker match, maybe one of the greatest, if not the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. And there is a list. WWE. That's something me and Josh I will want to talk about once that list is done. WWE has been saying, you know, oh, these are our 50 greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. There are some that have come out that I'm like, why is that even there? You know, and why is that even that high? So I'm really looking forward to that. But that match could have main evented WrestleMania. Hogan Rock should have main evented WrestleMania, not Triple H Christian. So there's and because of first off who they were at that point in time and what the match they put together, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman could main event a pay-per-view, could have main event at WrestleMania because of who they are. You're talking about three of the greatest in the ring. Roman, CM Punk, especially Seth right there. Seth is one I could see he's plugged into a world championship match. It's not going to mean much because you know, I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way against Seth, but I'm with you with Roman and CM Punk. I don't know why they would want to, even though I think CM Punk probably would be cool with it, but CM Punk being plugged into a Uso Gunther match is less meaningful than him being plugged into a Cody Cena match. But
Jay has to win that title.
Yes.
So plugging in a CM Punk or whoever they would need to win that title then, because Jay winning would make no sense. I mean, Jay not winning. Jay has to.
All I'm saying is remember what I told you. I just feel like that is not the final match. Remember I said that I think last week or the week before. I just have a suspicion. And after with what's going on in WWE right now, nothing could be expected. Everything is just out of nowhere, you know, and they are killing it right now. Moving on, going into this story right here. Elimination Chamber. Naomi, Bianca, Liv Morgan, you know, obviously Liv Morgan being framed because she just happened to be walking by in that video. Everybody's wondering, is it Bianca? Oh, I remember. I thought it was Bianca. I thought first it was Charlotte earlier, and then it's Bianca. It has to be Bianca. You said you would like to see Bianca turn heel. She did give off heel vibes at Rumble. She was definitely giving heel vibes at the Elimination Chamber and Raw when she was still kind of goody two shoes about everything, you know. And honestly, again, I think this is bigger than what they're letting on. But Naomi, you know, everybody's wondering, whoa, crap, you know, Jade Cargill comes out, Liv is scared out of her, you know, she's freaking out. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Jade says, I know you didn't do it. And she goes and wails on Naomi and beats the hell out of Naomi. I mean, a vicious attack, making the Elimination Chamber look legit again. The door slamming, the railing against the cage. Bianca was screaming at the top of her lungs. Bianca and Naomi are great actresses, by the way. They're awesome. And so it was just horrible. You know, Naomi gets out of the match. She's wearing a brace. SmackDown comes. They finally go face to face. Bianca demands answers. Naomi basically goes, Rikishi, I did it for The Rock. I did it for Bianca. I did it for you. You know, Jade Cargill took advantage of you. She's riding your coattails. I did this for you. Bianca's mad at her. They're crying. Bianca leaves. Naomi goes on a tirade. She references when she left WWE with Sasha Banks, says how the fans turned on her. The WWE turned on her. She says Bianca's an ungrateful bitch, you know, BITC. And which was awesome. And that's an awesome moment just because it was unexpected. And you know, brought some reality to it. That here comes Jade Cargill, catches her, beats her down, walks away. And now you think, wait, are we going Naomi, Jade Cargill at WrestleMania? First off, I will say this. Again, this is a story. I don't think you may think you know where it's going, but we really don't. I still think we're going to see a heel Bianca down the line. Bianca had a lot more to do with this than people think. But at the same time, I love a heel Naomi. I think this is great. I hope she plays the vengeful, you know, I want this. I'm, spoiled, bad heel. I don't want to see the chicken heel. I want to see, obviously heels can run and all this. That's fine. But I want to see one who's like, kind of like Drew. Drew's like, everything's getting taken from me. Da, 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 da. I want to see that in Naomi. And I think she'll pull it off. She was awesome last night. I don't know if I know you said, you couldn't catch it, but dude, just hearing this out, what do you think about this whole turn of events?
So I will go back and watch this. Did not. On the surface, very underwhelming. Naomi, I said it on Real Talk Wrestling with the guys, with Clutch and Chris. What are we gonna do with Naomi versus Jade? Naomi, the person that came back and you guys buried immediately, versus Jade, the greenest wrestler in the history of all wrestlers. I like Jade. I like Naomi. I want Bianca in Jade. I hope we get there someday. I hope that's the end goal. So I think you're right on that. Now, if you're telling me if this is true that Naomi did go in and say, you guys booed me when you left, you turned your backs, I wish that was the reason. Not for Bianca. I did this for you, Bianca. I wish it was, look, I walked out on this company and not Michael Cole wasn't there, so that's unfair. But the commentary team said that I took my ball and went home and I left this company, and I did, because this place is unfair. I had to create my own opportunities where I went, and she can actually say I went to TNA because they have a partnership. I came back, and it's the same old place, same old WWE, me at the bottom of the line. So I created my own situation. I don't know if she did that or not because I didn't watch it yet, but that would make me interested. She did this for herself because of how they treated her on the way out. And she wants to be like Cody and come back and do her own thing, which she never got the opportunity to. When she came back, I told you this. I told you guys on Real Talk Wrestling, this is BS how they're treating her. They're treating her like a jobber right away. And they did. Every single time she had a match, she lost. She was always the first eliminated. And look what happened at the Chamber. Still, first eliminated. They've been treating her like trash since she's come back. I like this if they can make it into her being a selfish, I'm self-righteous, I'm making my own way heel, not the chicken shit heel. So I agree with you. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Cussing.
It's okay. It's all right. No, man, right on.
Am I crazy for demanding something like this? Because I feel like that should be the angle.
Absolutely should be the angle. I think it should too. And I just, I think it's a good payoff. I think it's a great payoff. Again, like Crazy Dolphin was saying, Justin says it was a great segment. Crazy Dolphin, great to see you, brother. Says great acting, Naomi and Bianca. It was awesome. It was an awesome promo in the ring. It felt real, and I think it gets the best out of all of them. Which you mentioned this. Yeah, exactly. Eventually, I think that will be the case. I think it will be revealed that Bianca was involved in this. That these two are gonna. This is not them turning on each other. I think this is them playing the crowd, playing Jade. Eventually, it will go down. New champions. Talking about new champions. Talking about. You think you know where they're going? You don't know a damn thing. Io Sky beats Rhea Ripley for the title on Raw. So it's plugged in right now. Io Sky taking on Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. And, there's rumors that it could be Rhea Ripley. It's a triple threat. Because what are you going to do with Rhea at that point? What's happening with Rhea?
Dude, as soon as the Elimination Chamber ended for the women and then Io came out, I'm like, triple threat. Like it was so obvious when Io Sky came out,
and she's standing there like, oh wait, I could be the champion too, and it's like, oh wait,
right there, I'm like, yep, triple threat. Matter of fact, I think when she got screwed in that Liv Morgan match, that's what I thought, triple threat. So I'm excited for this triple threat. I'm really excited for this. This is gonna be a banger match, and it gives Bianca time to still be a babyface, because I think we had a heel turn on Monday night. I think we had a small heel turn. I think.
Rhea's cussing, getting all pissed, screaming at the top of her lungs. Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw some of that there, turning into her, kind of like her old self. Which again, Rhea Ripley can do it all. She can do it all. But and then LA Knight defeats Nakamura last night for the United States title. I'm going to tell you, Nakamura as a character, intro character, awesome. champion, wrestler, boring. I've lost interest in Nakamura. I hate saying that because I am a fan of Nakamura. I'm a fan of his potential. You know what I'm saying? The idea of him, his character, such a badass character. But when I watch him, I don't enjoy his matches anymore, or at all. Really, get very bored. It seems kind of cluster. I just I don't know. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's his style. I don't know if he's dropped off. I don't know what. But this was absolutely the right decision. LA Knight is still red hot, and him as the U.S. champion going into WrestleMania is awesome. I'm very interested to see where he goes with this. What's the end game for him at WrestleMania with this title? What did you think of LA Knight winning?
Yeah, shocked. Glad. This is not a joke, people. I don't watch SmackDown as much as I should. I didn't know. I was scrolling through YouTube, preparing for the show. Oh, it says LA Knight wins the title. I'm like, oh, who'd he beat? Because I didn't know who the champion was. That's how bad Nakamura was. That's how bad they booked him. Yeah. It's over for him. I don't see him ever recovering. He's just going to be a foreign heel for baby faces to beat from now on, which is fine. I mean, everyone has their role. I'm very disinterested in anything Nakamura has done in the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah. And that's good.
I was going to say, but LA Knight, though, where does he go? What's his plan? AJ is probably locked up with Braun Breaker, right? They got that mid-card match going there. I don't know the competitors over there. Is it going to be Carmelo Hayes again? Is it Andrade? Like what? They've done all that before. LA Knight's done all this. So what's next? What's new?
Man, I don't know. The one name that came to my mind, but I don't know if he's going to go with AJ or not. I don't know where that's playing out, but Logan Paul, is he? I know they did it. That's who I know that. Do they make it like a fatal 4-way, or do they make it something interesting where it's fun? Because, like, I agree with you. Who is there that you could plug in to give you a match that you give a damn about? Because, like,
Solo,
I think isn't that Fatu, Jacob Fatu?
I'm just throwing names out there. I'm just throwing. Remember, like LA Knight was involved with the Bloodline for just a little bit.
He was, and again. If they decide, hey, you know what, maybe it's not time to make this happen. Let's plant some seeds. Let's not make them go against each other at WrestleMania. Then Solo would make a lot of sense. Fatu would make a lot of sense. Have Jacob Fatu put in that match. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the United States title, or give Solo his title run. I think that's fair, because as much as I think a Solo Fatu match would be fun, but is it too soon to break them up? That's my question with that. Is it too soon to do that? I think Solo or Fatu would be a great United States champion opponent for LA Knight at WrestleMania. I think that's a good point, Josh. Look at you coming to clutch.
Look at me. If that does happen.
If it happens.
Fatu has to win a title. Is Fatu going to win a singles title before Solo?
What's up, Derek? Derek says, I think it helped the whole ladies locker room. To be honest, we all needed to feel something because we know a lot of them can actually go in the ring. 100%.
Yeah, EO winning the title, huge boost to morale, because Friday nights it's a huge morale sucker with that robot they have on Friday nights. Beep boop, I am the greatest. Beep boop, woo, beep boop.
She put on one hell of a figure 8 though on last night on Tiffany Stratton. But I hear you. I'm not going to argue any points right now about that. I will wait for WrestleMania. I'll see the match, because I just haven't been impressed at all with the run right now. I tell you who I am impressed with: Chelsea freaking Green. Chelsea Green is so freaking. She's so good. She's so good at everything she does, dude. Did you get a win? Did you get the peek at anything? Okay. Text me when you see it. Just check it out.
I want to.
Yes. She honored.
I went on Peacock today, by the way, because I was told by Justin Toner that the next day the full episode of SmackDown's on Peacock. It was not, so I had to rely on YouTube. and YouTube cuts out a lot of like the recap stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll go whenever it does get loaded on Peacock. I will watch it.
They had a street fight, her and Minchin. Shout out to them. But first off, Chelsea Green, that's her bread and butter. For those who don't know, this chick is just legit. She did the coast to coast. She did a homage to Cactus Jack, a tribute. She wore Cactus Jack's gear except with her face.
That's cool.
It was awesome. She did the coast to coast with the trash can.
Okay.
And I'm forgetting the name, Justin. Who joined her at the end? Somebody helped her at the end. Oh my goodness.
It wasn't Piper Niven. It was someone new.
Someone new. It was someone. Iba Fire. All right, Iba Fire. Am I saying that right?
Alba Fire, something like that. Didn't they fire one of her friends?
Alba Fire. Yeah, that's who it was. She did that, and then she did this. She was standing behind Chelsea Green, and I was like, "This is awesome." And so, Chelsea Green, not a robot. Chelsea Green, future of the women's division, legit. I'm a diehard fan of Chelsea Green. She's now part of her Secret Service. I freaking love that, dude. She is taking so full advantage of this whole thing. I love how every time she goes, "I'm your longest reigning women's United States champion." Well, no shit, but it's just perfect, dude. She is so old school when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah, 100%. Moving on, talk about old school. Josh, you saw this. You must have knew what I was thinking, dude. When this came on, when this was announced that they made a WWE created a WCW YouTube channel with all the pay-per-views, all the Nitros, all the Thunders. I'm going to tell you right now what I have on here right now. Yesterday I watched Starcade's main event with Sting and Hogan.
Tatiana, where's the baby lotion?
It's right here. No, just
Hogan's on TV.
I'm hulking up. No, asshole. I am watching. I'm actually watching right now. WCW Spring Stampede 1994 main event: Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Sting versus Surfer Sting versus Rick Rude. I love watching old wrestling. I love all that. And this is so cool to watch this. Dustin Rhodes. Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I was gonna.
No, yeah, no, you're not. But it's okay.
I'm listening to Brian Alvarez on the Observer, and he made a great point. And I thought this too. There's so many times where I would turn on a pay-per-view. Let's say it's Starcade, right? I'll watch the opening matches, 1, 2, and I usually get bored and walk away. Wouldn't it be better for these vault channels just to put not full episodes of Thunder, just matches like Sting, Luger, whatever, Hall, Nash, Halloween Havoc, just not full episodes. We don't need full episodes. I think the channel would be much more popular if you just like once a week put up a new match, or like once every 3 days. You're telling me that you're one of these people who watch the full episode of Thunder? I'm just asking. I'm not making fun. I'm just asking. Would you prefer that? Like, oh, honey, Tuesday at 7, they're gonna upload a new match. And you would
first off, you're right. Okay, in regards of they should absolutely upload. I think uploading every match is harder than uploading every pay-per-view because there's hundreds upon thousands of matches. But yes, I would rather go on there and look up, Goldberg DDP, Halloween Havoc, or Hall and Nash, like you said, Hall and Nash, or whatever, and then be able to just watch that compared to having to try to watch. But of course, the best thing about this is you just skip through it, But they do have single matches on here, They do have that. I don't know how many of those matches they have on here, but they do have single matches. I just think it's awesome. Right now, they're at 126,000 subscribers since they went up. So, and I think it's only going to go up from there. There's still a legion of WCW fans out there, and that jumped at this. They put the 1998 War Games match. See, right there. It's so cool. And I'm going to tell you, if you guys are wrestling fans, and you are like diehard wrestling fans, and you want to like just watch the history of the business and just like get like the classics, go check it out. Go like right now. I want to watch Sting Flair, Surfer Sting versus Ric Flair. First off, Ric Flair versus Terry Funk in the I Quit match. I went to there's a Franklin, I think it's called Franklin Toy Works, might have the name wrong, in the mall that just opened up. Kimmel, you would flip, dude, just like me, because you and I are like that nostalgic, cool shit. Star Wars, they have like the life-size bust of Batman, the spaceship, they have everything there. Old trading cards. My wife was one, I didn't even realize it. She goes, "Oh, check this out." Went to the wall. They have like 3 or 4 pictures. They got Daniel Bryan. Excuse me, it was Bryan Danielson. They didn't have Daniel Bryan. They have Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson picture with his autograph. Like these giant. They had Kevin Nash and Scott Hall autographed on the wall there. They had Ric Flair and Terry Funk, the I Quit match. I don't know if you're familiar with that match at all. One of the best matches. The people think of Terry Funk, they think of ECW, they think of Mick Foley's mentor in WWF with a sock over his face. Terry Funk was one of the greatest of all time. That was an awesome match. I told my wife, I said, even though I love all of this, that's the one I'm getting. Like, of course, I want a Scott Hall, Kevin Nash auto. I mean, I would go nuts for that. But that picture, it had Ric Flair and Terry Funk's auto on there. I'd buy that. If I had money, my wife didn't care. And she was like, honey, I love you. I'm grateful for you. You're the best of all time. Just go and do it. But she doesn't do that because that's what she is. No, I'm just playing. But I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat because that's the cool. I would have it right behind me all the time pointing into them. But that was really cool. So I'm really looking forward to finding that match on here and watching it again, because it's a little more easier. Because Peacock doesn't do that. That's the issue. Peacock doesn't do that. You can't look up single. You got to, if you look up the match,
yes,
you got to go to the pay-per-view and then fast forward to find it.
So annoying. I agree.
YouTube, I think you can do.
That's why I want YouTube. Now, Justin made a good point. He likes the mix of shows and individual matches. Me personally, if I knew WCW Vault every Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to put out like 3 Sting matches, like iconic Sting matches on those particular nights, I would go, oh crap, I got like Botchamania. When that comes out, watch it right away. So if WCW or WWE Vault or whatever Vault they have, ECW Vault when that's coming soon, all the Vaults, if they said, hey, Thursday, March 12th, whatever the date may be, we're releasing this match between Ricky, we're doing the Ricky the Steamboat whatever match versus Ric Flair. I'd be like, I'll watch that tonight. I got 15 minutes to spare. Instead of going, oh, there's a Thunder from 1997. I'm not going to watch that. But I would watch the matches. So I'm excited to see what matches they do put out.
So when I saw this,
and can I add this? WWE, I don't know if you do this already, but $1 billion idea, because I've seen it before. Have some old school wrestlers do some commentary, watch along.
Yes.
Like, hey, 100%. This is what I was thinking right here. Now I know Sting probably wouldn't do something like that, whatever. But there's guys, Lex Luger, you put into the Hall of Fame. Put one of his matches up. Lex Luger week, and then Lex could do some commentary over his matches, and we could watch it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and again, and I want to say something because Anthony put a great thing in there about, a lot of modern day wrestling fans think like it was Mick Foley, or even like, you think of these ECW was what invented hardcore wrestling, that it goes way back. I was actually talking to my wife and my father-in-law about this. Abdullah the Butcher, Bruiser Brody, Carlos Colon from Puerto Rico. Those guys, I mean, you talk about hardcore wrestling. That was some scary they did back in the day. I mean, now there's guys that just do stupid. And that was stupid too, what they do. But there's guys now that do some dumb things. But Dory Funk, Terry Funk was awesome. He could wrestle any type of match. You put him in a standard match, a hardcore match. He can do it everything. And but when I saw this, and I want to talk about Dark Side of the Ring in just a second. Because I just started watching. I don't know if it's the new season or if it was last season. I'm just catching up. But I watched on John Tanta, Earthquake. I don't know. Have you saw any recent episodes of Dark Side of the Ring?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Are they out? Are they out yet?
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a new season or if it was last season that I didn't watch, because I watched everything else. Okay. So I started watching the new thing. I finished Buff Bagwell. I just finished 2 episodes. John Tanta, Earthquake, which made my wife cry, and I did get choked. I did get teary-eyed at the end because just awesome human being. You know, it shows him, it shows Shockmaster, and it talks about his story, what happened at the end. I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'll let you watch it. But definitely, man, tune into that because it was awesome.
Okay.
And Buff Bagwell's story is just crazy to hear that. And then we'll move on because that's stuff that I think we should definitely talk about as those shows go on. But when I saw this, I thought about No Holds Barred. I thought about our show. So it's like, this is finally that because we talked about this. We can actually sit down and watch a match. Say, okay, ready, press play. And you're not too far ahead. I'm not too far ahead. We could react. Or do a show live, talking about a show as it went on, talking about all the crazy shit WCW would do,
Yeah.
I think this is such a cool thing. So if you're an old school wrestling fan, or you're a current wrestling fan and you didn't watch that, go to WCW and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Oh, Brian's
there's some chat.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say there's some chatter going on about Lex Luger and his situation. If you guys haven't seen it yet, Cody announced or surprised Lex Luger while he was training with DDP to let him know he's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. So, yes, Anthony, he is training with Diamond Dallas Page, as Diamond Dallas Page always trains these older guys to stand up and walk again. If you haven't watched that on YouTube yet, it's about 4 minutes. Cody, Lex Luger, DDP. It was great. It was awesome. I love how they're doing the Hall of Fame announcements now. I texted you that.
Yeah.
You already knew about it before I did. I didn't think I was hoping to caught you off guard, but you're on top of it. You got the notifications on. You're a mark, whatever. It's cool. Here I am. I'm getting off of work. And I'm like, let me just check out what's on YouTube. And I still have the Lex Luger thing, so that was really cool. Man,
shout out to Lex Luger, man. It's awesome, and to see his progress. First off, DDP. You were saying the other day, you should only be inducted into the Hall of Fame twice. I mean, once. He's someone who could be inducted. What he does for the wrestlers, Jake the Snake, Scott Hall,
so many
Lex Luger right now. Again, like I told you, the feel good moment will be when Lex Luger stands up and walks to the podium, which is crazy because you watch Lex Luger in his prime. I mean, peak physical condition wasn't bad. He was a great heel. He was a great face. He had some good matches. He wasn't great. He was good. He was fun. He helped clean up Buff Bagwell too, Justin. And that's that you saw in the Buff Bagwell doc on Dark Side. Buff Bagwell's life story, which was just crazy. How you could be, so high up. Because if you watch these early WCW Nitros and you see Buff Bagwell when he first kind of broke in and how they were presenting him, like, oh, now it made sense why. So people used to tell me, Buff Bagwell, man, they had a lot of big plans with him. He was the next thing. And they're like, and I remember Buff Bagwell buffed the stuff. I was like, I never saw Buff Bagwell as a guy. I was like, oh, he's going to be the world champion. I never saw that. So when he got fired from WWE 7 days later, which you find out the story was that he decked the shit out of Hurricane Helms. And then they fired him 7 days later. But when I remember, it didn't surprise me when he got fired, even though now when I see what he was before he became Buff the Stuff, I was like, yeah, I could see him being that. It's just crazy. But yeah, Chris Bennett, there's so many stories on Dark Side of the Ring that are just, no, you know what? John Tanta was sad because how big he was in the business, one of the best heels, even though he was one of the nicest guys outside the ring. And for him to just totally fade out of the business, not have enough money to take care of his family, that he had to be a truck driver, and he was pissing blood and didn't want to tell his wife. And it got to a point where it was too late and he had cancer. And it was just that story and how it went along with his kids. Horrible. Just a sad. Yeah, of course. I've seen the Von Erich story and I know I've seen that episode. Benoit's was sad, crazy. Not Abdullah the Butcher. He was on there, but that's not one. I'm trying to think. Dude. The guy with the big bushy hair. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now. I know his he has this scar, big beard. Somebody help me here. One of the oldie guys who know what I'm talking about. He used to battle Abdullah the Butcher all the time.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, dude. He got killed in Puerto Rico. That's the story that was. Yeah. I'm trying to remember his name. I'll probably remember as soon as the show's over. But that story was effed up, man. Yeah, I mean, he was one of the He was one of the most. Bruiser Brody. Thank you, Justin. Bruiser Brody. Yeah, that story's messed up. I mean, thank you, Tati. Yeah, Bruiser Brody. That story's so messed up. That was like that. I was like pissed when I watched that. Yeah, it stabbed in the locker room. They hit it. It was under. It was. If you haven't seen that episode yet, dude, watch it. But anyway, I'm so sorry I went sidetracked. But this is awesome. WCW YouTube channel. I'm subscribed. I'm watching stuff. And I would watch full shows and probably skip some stuff. But watch the guys at Ernest the Cat Miller, Alex Wright, Disco Inferno, those fun guys, Glacier. I'm trying to think of all the old dudes that were like, yeah, he got murdered in Puerto Rico. It's crazy. Yeah, it was messed up. But anyway, that's about wraps it up, man. I mean, it's just wrestling, the road to WrestleMania, man. I got to shout out to Triple H, Paul Levesque, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, just wrestling in general, and John Cena. John Cena, even though he's not, he's not full time, does he really need to be at this point? I mean, he's got you invested now. He pulled the trigger on probably a very risky move. Wrestling is fun again. It has been for a while now, and it just doesn't. You just leave. We all left the Elimination Chamber going, I want more, and that's what's great about it. Josh, wrap us up, my man. What you got going on?
Yeah, stay tuned tomorrow. Pre-show, right, Bobby? Revolution. We got John Moxley versus Pope. We got the Hollywood ending, Tony Storm versus Mariah May. We got the AEW Revolution, AEW International Championship, Takeshita versus Omega. We have Will Ospreay. You're not interested yet? You're not. I'm rallying off these superstar 5, 6, 7, 8-star matches. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What happens first? The end of this show or the clock's turn?
That's good. That's really good.
I want to know. No, actually, the clock's turn tonight, guys. If you didn't know, now you know. Make sure you get some extra sleep because the clocks do fast forward tonight. When it hits
we're losing an hour, right? Is that what it is?
Losing an hour. Yes. So make sure you adjust yourself. Hey, this might be a good thing. Or is it a good thing? Does that mean we get to sleep? I'm trying to rationalize. I'm doing what you do with the video game. Should I buy Revolution? Because I do want to see Kenny Omega and Takeshita. I do want to see Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match. I do want to see Swerve and Ricochet. I do want to see MJF and Hangman Page. I don't want to see anything else.
I mean, if you can do it, you do it, man, and do you, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches. And collisions going on right now, so they added 2 more.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. See, Justin says he's pumped for MJF versus Hangman.
I would too if it was a main event and it was 6 matches on this card instead of 10. I'm being honest, Justin. I'd be excited for Mariah May and Tony Storm if there were 6 matches and it was the main event. I'd be excited for Takeshita and Kenny Omega if there were 6 matches and it was the main event. There's too much going on. There's too much of a good thing is not a good thing. It really
That's right.
isn't.
No, I get it. But yeah, so tomorrow, Revolution for AEW. For those who didn't know, I didn't. So now I know. I won't be buying it, but I look forward to hearing what everybody has to say about it. I'm sure I'll catch it up on social media.
Wait, will anyone be punching their face on camera? Did you see this spot?
No.
MJF goes, okay, we're gonna leave it at this, and you can do your wrap up.
You're good.
MJF was telling Adam Page, like, where's your buddy Christopher Daniels? You might want to check up the screen. Christopher Daniels is there a bloody mess. The camera goes to him early. He's punching himself in the face. He sees that he's live and he goes, oh,
no,
on live television, brother. I can't make it up. Can't.
Yo, what? I have to see that now.
It's a very split second of him just real quick and then him looking up.
That's awesome. I got to see that now. I thought didn't he retire?
Yeah. Adam Page retired him, tried to kill him. And then a week later, he would give his spine to Christopher Daniels because he respects him so much.
Okay. Interesting to see. Now I want to look at that. Get out of here. Yeah, crazy. Well, I guess we're going to have to go look at that after the show, crazy. We'll find
Justin, back me up. Did this happen, Justin Toner? I know we saw it. I saw it. We all saw it.
But tomorrow I will be back on live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern for the Miami Dolphins draft show on the clock. We're going to be obviously catching up on Dolphin news, but also talking about we're going to spotlight the safety position. Nick Amenrari is the player we're going to spotlight, especially 6'3", 200 some odd pounds. Because Javon Holland, they didn't franchise tag him, so Miami could be looking probably sign a veteran safety, draft one. So that's a guy that I'm excited about that I really want to look at. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Justin says yes, he's backing you up. So I'm going to look that up. I will look that up. Let's see here. Shout out though. Give a couple shout outs to some friends of the channel. For Dolphin fans, the Fins Faithful podcast. Guys, go check him out. George, he got, of course, his show usually. I believe they air on Mondays, and then Thursdays he has the on season with Jason Sarney. They cover the draft. Go check them out. Go like and subscribe. The 305 Sports Now channel with Will covers Miami Hurricanes, covers Dolphins, Heat. You got Miss Fins. I don't think I really need a description of that, but Miss Fins, man, she kills it. She's on mostly daily in the morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, talking Dolphins, NFL free agency. She's awesome. You got Fins TV, got the Dive Bar podcast. They're going to have Taryn Armstead on Tuesday night. Big show for them. So shout out there to Bobby and the crew. And Miami Heat Zone for Heat fans. Martell and the crew killing it over there for the Heat. And to our very own Josh Kimmel and Justin Burley. They have their Fantasy Now Plus, which airs here on FTSN, but also they got a YouTube channel. So if you love fantasy sports, not just football, they do mainly it's football right now, but you guys are going to be adding some stuff on, right?
Yes, we are. Fantasy Now Plus. You can go to fantasynowplus.com. We have a Discord. If you want direct contact with me, I always let you guys know I return all messages within 24 to 48 hours because I'm not on there much. But yes, Fantasy Now Plus every Friday is moving forward throughout this offseason. If you're interested in Geno Smith getting traded to the Raiders, or DK Metcalf seeking trade partners, or anything coming up. We have the NFL free agency coming up next week. We have the NFL Combine just wrapped up, and the NFL Draft is just weeks away. So Fantasy Now Plus every Friday here on Fins Talk Sports Network and our own channel, Fantasy Now Plus.
Yeah, guys, go like and subscribe. They got some awesome stuff on there. I'm excited for it, for what's to come. Again, I will be on tomorrow again for our draft show. The Big C at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. The Big C. Help me out, Crazy Dolphin. Who am I forgetting here? Losing my mind here, brother.
Big Cat. But, I don't think Big Cat needs our promotion. He's pretty good over there.
Is it Big Cat? Is it Big Cat? On weekdays at 10 a.m. The Big C. You got to forgive me, my man. I'm losing my mind. I probably know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't remember now. He's gonna go, no. We're gonna end the show and then you'll tell us what we're talking about. But yeah, I'll let Crazy Dolphin put the show title in there. Don't forget them as well, guys. Appreciate you guys. I really do. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button. I will be back here again tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern in the morning with Josh Wingate, Coach Vogel. There you go. Good night. Just have to wrap it up because eventually I'm not going to know what the hell more to talk about.